I know Brett kind of talks about Johnson is where you guys are within the Big Ten. How big of a game is this coming week with the two top
Absolutely.
teams? In the division?
Especially in tiebreaker terms, being with Purdue, biggest game of the season so far. So it's important to just keep one game at a time, especially this one, trophy game, Cannon. That's the one thing we're worried about this week. It's getting the Cannon back and being 1-0 this week.
Has senior day gotten here fast, Pill, or is it kind of something you haven't
Well,
even
I'm
thought
not
about
like
yet?
Mike, Marquez, and Pelch who have had
Three
or four senior day. I had one senior day, which I didn't really count, but
Right.
it's just incredible to think about the journey and just the people that come before me and help me, and just all the people that have been part of my life and part of my journey, and just kind of thank you for all that to get me to this point, being a walk-on, being on the scout team, and transition to O-line. Just a lot of thank yous for me.
Sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
The offense has been so consistent maybe for 6 games during that winning streak. Just did the struggles on last Saturday surprise you at all? That just maybe didn't hit that level that you had been?
Yeah, I think a little bit. I think we as a group could say offensive line that we kind of struggled across the board. It was uncharacteristic for kind of all 5 of us. People like good games, but I know for me especially, it was a tough game for me. I just got to be better with that, and I know we'll be better this week.
When you rack up like 440 yards of offense, usually that's a pretty good day.
Yeah.
But just what was missing maybe in converting maybe some of the
Yeah, it's all about the conversions. Like you can have all the yards you want, but at the end of the day, it's going to be you gotta score one more point than the other team. And our defense has been great this whole year, but we got to score one more point than the other team in order to win. So just got to score points.
I mean, is there some kind of disconnect between moving the ball pretty well to rack up that yardage, but maybe not in those final?
Yeah, just kind of up our focus and up our intensity on those goal line situations and short situations. I think that's the biggest thing because I think we're moving officially down the field. It's just when it gets down in the red area, we just got to focus in more.
So I think maybe I walked up when you were talking about just some of those short yardage and red zone issues. Like, what have you guys kind of dissected as the problems on some of those?
Yeah, it's just communication. I know a couple of plays that they kind of brought some blitzes on us and just communication, stuff like that. And I think that's the biggest thing, just kind of upping our focus when it comes down to it.
I know you guys talked about in the off week working on some of those things. Like, what's that look like? I think Brett talked about maybe like moving the schedule up to emphasize that a little earlier in the week. Like, what's that look like this week?
What do you mean by
Like,
that?
what's it look like to kind of remedy those issues this week? Are you guys doing anything different? Or?
I think it's just important to just, I think, kind of refocus on film this week. I think we're a little loose on film this week, and it's important to just, just kind of refocus and kind of spend more time. I mean, I finished school yesterday, so I'll be here all day, and I think that's the biggest thing. So.
Is there any difference in practice today? I mean, coming off of a loss?
Yeah, definitely more intense. Just kind of focus up, and we know we got things to work on, and it's important to fix those to be able to go out and execute on Saturday.
To know that you've maybe played that type of complementary football that Coach B talks about all the time, does that help? Maybe just to get back to that after some stumbles.
Yeah, it's just. I got so much faith in our defense and special teams, and I know it's uncharacteristic, but it's important to just keep trusting the process because these coaches have a great game plan for us, and it's important to just keep trusting them and trusting in ourselves because I think it's going to click.
Is there any parallels to what happened at Indiana and how you guys were able to rectify those to get on such a 6-game winning streak?
I think there was some similarities with it. Just kind of off kilter a little bit, and kind of the communication wasn't as great as it needs to be. And it all starts with me.
And the reason I